Racist versus White Supremacists, a breakdown of views toward black and brown people by Jihad Zenith. Introduction. Often used interchangeably, racists and white supremacists differ in goals, methods, and intensity. Racists may tolerate limited proximity while supremacists demand domination and separation. To see their danger, we must examine contrast, racist symbols, and how blacks were deceived into serving oppression. The racist, subtle hierarchy, and confusing signals. A racist believes their race superior but may not seek domination. They create contradictions. Proximity and tokenism. Racists may employ or socialize with blacks, but from superiority, tolerating black success only as exceptions. Selective acceptance. They might support black politicians or causes when it benefits them, but always with limits. Deceptive communication. They often hide prejudice in coded language or jokes, making it harder to confront. Relative tolerance. Many blacks tolerate racists as reasonable compared to extremists. This is relative racism. Racists keep power through confusion, leaving blacks unsure whether they are allies or enemies. The white supremacist, domination and violence. A white supremacist is clear. Their worldview is domination through violence, segregation, and systemic oppression. Separation and control. They demand laws that segregate schools, housing, and public spaces. Violence and terror. From lynchings to shootings, they use fear. Purity and preservation. They reject interracial relationships or shared institutions, insisting whiteness stay pure. Systemic ambition. Unlike racists, they want laws that guarantee white dominance forever. For them, black influence is intolerable. Their mission is conquest. Shared views. The foundation of disdain. Both agree black and brown people are beneath them. The racist allows limited inclusion. The supremacist enforces exclusion. Both sustain inequality. The danger of comparison. Relative racism. A danger is normalizing racism through comparison. Extremists make racists seem milder. This desensitizes and lets inequality survive both America's symbols and racist roots. America's anthem and flag carry racist ties, showing how deep racism runs. Francis Scott Key, author of the national anthem. Francis Scott Key, author of the Star-Spangled Banner, owned slaves and was racist. 1. Owned slaves at his Maryland home. 2. Supported colonization, believing free blacks should be deported to Africa. 3. Opposed abolition in Washington, D.C. 4. Defended slaveholders, prosecuting abolitionists as U.S. District Attorney. Most telling is the third verse of the anthem, rarely sung today. No refuge could save the hireling and slave. From the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, this verse mocked enslaved blacks. Many now reject his legacy and schools remove his name. Betsy Ross, John Ross in the flag. Betsy Ross is often credited. Her husband John Ross had slave trade ties and her church owned slaves. Another contender, Francis Hopkinson, was a slave owner. Both flag and anthem are tied to slavery. Documented cases of blacks who were fooled. History shows many blacks, coerced or deceived, supported their own oppression, fought and died for slave owners. James Armistead, enslaved by his commander, spied in the Revolution but still fought under a slaveholder. James Mitchell died 1814. A black soldier gave his life for slave-holding America in the War of 1812. Spoke politically for racists. William Hooper Council, 1849-1909. Once a critic, later aligned with Booker T. Washington's accommodationist stance. Robert Moton, 1867-1940, Washington's successor, spoke at a racist president's conference instead of opposing him. Fought for the Confederacy. Holt Collier, 1846 and 1936, a black Confederate soldier, fought in service of slave owners. Over 100 blacks fought for the Confederacy, often tricked or pressured into loyalty. These cases show how racists and supremacists exploited confusion and coercion to keep blacks beneath. Historical roots and modern realities. From slave masters to anthem writers and flag designers, America's symbols show prejudice. From blacks tricked into fighting to those pressured into politics, history proves manipulation joined violence. Today, racists may smile while denying progress, while supremacists march for separation. Both share the poison. Black and brown lives are beneath them. Conclusion. Though different, both sustain the same oppression. Racists hide prejudice, supremacists enforce domination. Both spring from a history where anthem, flag, and deceived blacks upheld slavery. The lesson: tolerating lesser evil, racism, opens the door for supremacy. Both must be named, confronted, and dismantled, for both share one belief, that black and brown people are not fully human.